Unreal.
Hello?
Hey, hello, how do you do? Shady Doorags here. Let's not beat around the bush. We all know why we're here. For years, you intellectuals have been asking, and for years, I've been dodging because I'm scared of leaving my comfort zone. But from this point on, y'all can just call me Team 4-Star Gohan because my dodging days are done. Today, we're looking at the movie. Yeah, that's right, I said it. The movie Batman Under the Red Hood. And despite that this is something different, we're gonna go through it confidently and proudly. Guys, I lied. I'm still scared out of my mind. I'm too used to reviewing episodes. I haven't reviewed a movie in years, and I've never done it in this format. Please don't make me go through with it. The film starts in a palace at an elevated location. Here we see Ra's al Ghul expositing out loud that he regrets his recent actions.
Though father's name was pronounced Raish, not Raz.
Ah, right. I grew up saying Roz, but I know some people are gonna get annoyed if I keep pronouncing the name that way. You know what? Just to tick everyone off, I'm gonna call him Tom.
Hi, Tom.
For those of you unfamiliar with this character, long story short, he's a Batman villain who's basically a king with kinda sorta immortality, and he's trying to take over the world. The moment cuts between 3 different scenes. The first 2 are Tom giving hints of what's going on, and Batman on a motorcycle desperately trying to get somewhere. But the important part is the 3rd scene.
Wow, that looked like it really hurt. So, let's try and clear this up, okay, Pumpkin?
That's a pretty unique Joker voice. Who is that? Oh, wow, okay, I did not hear that. Good on you, John. You got some range I wasn't aware of.
I think you may have a collapsed lung. That always impedes the oratory.
Alright, there are a couple ways to make a good Joker, but to make a great Joker, you need 3 ingredients. First off, he needs to be intimidating. Not necessarily menacing per se, but I need to believe that he's capable of doing some awful and cruel things.
What hurts more? A or B?
Check. Number 2, he needs to be funny. The Joker is a joker after all. You know, a clown.
I suppose I'm going to have to teach you a lesson. Nah, I'm just gonna keep beating you with this crowbar.
Check. And last, but certainly not least, the laugh. A great Joker needs a memorable, maniacal laugh. All right, we got ourselves a Joker. Nostalgia dictates that no one is ever gonna beat Hamill for me, but DiMaggio, you certainly make S tier. As you're able to pick up from the 3 scenes, somehow, thanks to Tom, the Joker has captured Robin and is giving him the beating of his life. Meanwhile, Batman is racing to get there before it's too late. Also, the Joker makes sure to note that this isn't the first Robin, Grayson, and later it will be revealed that the boy is Jason Todd. Yeah, if you know your comics, you know what's coming up. In fact, the Red Hood storyline is a pretty famous one, but shh, try to act surprised anyway. We don't want to spoil things for the kids. The Joker finishes his beating and leaves a bruised Robin behind. Robin, being Robin, begins to try and escape, but soon realizes that the Joker is playing for keeps. No, his sweet ride! It's Vigilante all over again. And so, one of Batman's greatest failures, as well as one of comics' most memorable deaths, occurs. The original version of this event happened in the 80s, the decade before yours truly was conceived, so I didn't get to experience it personally. However, when I first heard about it, I was left in shock with how Jason was killed off. Not because he died by the Joker's hand, no, that makes sense, but because whether or not he died was chosen by the audience. And they chose to kill him! I get that this is fiction and all that, but it still just seems like incredibly messed up. Also, I know that this movie wants to be PG-13, but Jason's corpse is in relatively good shape for a body that wasn't an explosion. After the prologue, we get the intro. It's pretty typical Batman imagery. Gritty aesthetics, solemn but adventurous music, a few visual hints about what's to come, etc. I don't really have any critiques of it, it does its job perfectly, but I also can't act like it blew me away. However, I did notice this. And when I did, it made me put on my happy face. After the opening, we transition to Gotham 5 years later. A few gang leaders have been called to a meeting, but none of them know why.
You didn't set this up?
You already rode over for the Black Mask, and I figured that you were gonna ask us in.
Rolled over? The Mask whacked 6 of my crew in a month.
This is a superhero project with Andrea Romano casting. Yeah, it was only a matter of time before Kevin Michael Richardson showed up.
You brain donors want to hang around
Sit down, Freddy. It's my meeting.
Oh, goodness, that's Jensen Ackles. I'm not going to be able to hear anything but Dean Winchester throughout this film. The funny thing is, when I first saw this movie in college, I didn't recognize voices nor search through credits like I do now. Despite being a Supernatural fan, I actually didn't know that was Jensen at the time and had to be told via the Red Hood Abridged video.
Do you ever shut up?
Oh, I'm so brooding. Sam!
It's him, Batman.
We didn't do nothing.
We all know that's a lie.
Well, we all know that's a lie.
Hey, we're in sync. Well, us and Avatar.
I didn't do anything wrong.
Come on, Zuko. We all know that's a lie.
The figure in the red helmet, later revealed to be the titular Red Hood, makes a demand from the gangsters below. They run their drug businesses and report to him. In exchange, he'll give them protection and 40%.
But you stay away from kids in schoolyards. No dealing to children, got it?
Gee, I wonder why that little aside was thrown in. Could it be that we're not supposed to view the Red Hood as an irredeemable villain? Red Hood also throws in a little tidbit that he beheaded all of the dealer's lieutenants within 2 hours. Seeing as how they're being held at gunpoint and their only other option seems to be death, the gangsters decide to take the deal. Elsewhere at the docks, the thing we all want to see whenever Gotham is on screen starts happening.
I think you lost him. I think we're good.
No. You're anything but good.
Woohoo! One-liners! Woohoo! Batman being one step ahead! Woohoo! Batman striking fear into criminals! Yeah, this is very typical Batman stuff, and it gives my brain all the dopamine it craves. As Batman is questioning the thieves, the box they drop starts beeping, signaling that whatever's inside has been activated.
What is that?
Well, given the plumber's logo, I'm gonna assume it's either an alien or alien-related technology.
A highly advanced cybernetic android equipped with the ability to absorb the power of superhumans. It's called a Mazo.
I mean, that's basically an Omnitrix, so I'm gonna say I was right. Batman starts fighting a Mazo, and it goes about as expected.
Packs quite the punch for a toaster on steroids, huh? Need a hand?
Okay, I know I said I wasn't gonna do this anymore, but I kinda have to at this point. Yo, Earth, you good? Yeah, she just does that sometimes.
Who's that other one? The pretty boy in the leotard.
The OG! Recognize and show some respect!
That's Nightwing. He was the Bat's first sidekick. The first Robin.
The dynamic duo, and that's the dynamic duo, y'all, work together to take down a Mazo. As it should be with Batman's sidekick, Grayson is very talkative. Although I will say, this banter could really use some work. It's trying to be funny, but Nightwing is just expositing half the time.
Did you know he could fly? Lasers! He's got lasers! I don't think putty in his eyes is gonna hurt him.
In fact, the beginning of this movie has a decent amount of clunky exposition. Don't get me wrong, it's fine to deliver info through dialogue, especially since A, Grayson unnecessarily commentating is very in character.
I'm chatty, as part of my charm.
And B, not everyone watching this movie is gonna be savvy on superheroes, but there was more clever diction that could have been used to get across the same messages.
He has the same weak points as a human being.
Got it. This might sting a bit.
I love synergy, and I freaking love these two! After defeating a Mazo, Bats gets back to interrogating with the help of Nightwing this time.
We're working for the Red Hood. He's got
Could have shot Batman or Nightwing, but chose to snipe off the criminals instead.
Suspicious.
Bat spots the sniper and chases after him. It winds up being the Red Hood, shocker, who hops into a car.
Hey, wait! Right, leave me with them.
Holy dodongos, the banking on that thing! The Red Hood leads Batman into a very familiar factory.
Please, no! Stay away! It's a setup!
Rick and Morty has forever ruined vats of chemicals for me. For those of you who can't pick up on the subtle imagery, this is the Joker's origin story. I remember reading the actual comic this happened in and loving that this is how the Joker was made, who once also went by the name Red Hood. However, this is apparently only one of multiple origins he has. Don't ask me about the others, I do not know them.
In a way, Batman, this was the site of your first great failure. Maybe your greatest, but certainly not your last.
Fantastic writing there. The Red Hood starts a fire in the factory, forcing Batman to bail instead of chase after him. Bats heads back to the Batcave, where Grayson informs him that he was actually in town so he could tip Bruce off about their new friend.
The Red Hood.
Might be.
Several criminals have utilized this persona.
I know the word hood is being used to mean cover here, but I'm very disappointed that none of those dudes are wearing actual red hoods. Come on, guys, it's in the name. Tuxedo Mask would be so disappointed. Shoot, just look at me. I got the shades, I got the Doorag. The name fits. Those aren't your real eyes.
One criminal of particular interest, though, huh? But he's locked up.
Not his MO either, but crime is down.
They're trying to be subtle about it so they don't spoil the upcoming scene, but they're talking about the Joker.
Maybe we should go for a visit.
Could you just once say, let's get in the car? Is that so hard?
You might notice that Grayson is acting more sidekickish than his Teen Titans counterpart. That's for a couple of reasons. Firstly, the Teen Titans Grayson was always a bit more serious than other iterations of the character. He was meant to be the Batman of that show, or something close to it. Second, I've noticed this in other Batman stories as well. Nightwing has a tendency to act more like Robin whenever he's around Bruce. That could just be a writing thing, but I've always theorized that when you have a master parent or someone else who taught you, whenever you get around them, you instinctively revert some of your personality back to how you used to behave when they were teaching you. I have absolutely no evidence for this, but it's a belief I've had for a while. So Batman and Nightwing head to Arkham Asylum.
You look good. You could probably use a little sun. Then again, who am I to talk?
Good gravy, that's a fantastic joke. I love this Joker. The dynamic duo question the Joker, who confirms that it's obviously not him under the Red Hood this time. However, he also brings up Jason, which does manage to get him under Batman's skin.
You gonna do it this time? Nah.
Notice Nightwing's reaction. This isn't Batman playing bad cop. He very much could go over the edge and kill the Joker. Elsewhere,
This here is the Black Mask, the first boss to gain control of the entire city in 20 years.
huh, I didn't know Phil Lamar was in this.
A surprise, to be sure, but a welcome one.
Oh, good. He's pissed.
Bro, close your mouth. The Black Mask is in this story because he's the crime lord being most affected by the Red Hood shenanigans. Some of the people Red Hood recruited were his, and Amazel was in his possession before those thieves stole it. Side note, I love his assistant. Stoic assistants in general tickle my fancy, especially when they foil their bosses.
I could have at least sold it for scrap, but Batman kept it.
Yes, Batman likes to keep things.
Both Batman and Red Hood are listening in on the conversation, allowing them to hear the details of Black Mask's next deal.
Hey! Protocol says I'm only supposed to be on the ground for 6 minutes!
It's okay, I won't be staying that long.
Now that dude has the jokes of a Robin, which is purely coincidental, I'm sure.
You know what I missed most about running with you? The toys.
Okay, Grayson instantly won my heart back. What can I say? He's just that good.
Let's dance.
So you want me to... should I... Okay, I'll just take care of this.
It might seem annoying that Batman refuses to properly communicate with Nightwing, and it very much is for the former Boy Wonder, but I actually love this detail because I view it as Bruce having trained Grayson so well that the two are pretty much on the same wavelength. Batman doesn't feel like he has to give Nightwing orders because the original Robin constantly proves he already knows what to do. Either that, or Bruce trusts that Nightwing will make good judgment calls, so he just leaves things up to him. Through some amazing superhero shenanigans, Batman and Nightwing save the people on the ground from the falling helicopter.
Because that's what heroes do.
They pursue the Red Hood on foot, which in Gotham means through skyscrapers, and it's just so cool watching Bruce and Grayson work together. The Red Hood, however, does manage to outmaneuver them.
He's good.
Yes, he's putting on quite a show.
I know Bruce hitting record is going to be used later in the story, which is good Chekhov's gun, but I also like to think that it's his actions saying the opposite of his words. He's speaking as though he's not impressed, but the Red Hood is doing such good moves that Bats felt the need to archive them. The three make it to a train station where Bats and Nightwing get caught in an explosion, allowing the Red Hood to escape.
You haven't lost your touch.
Did he just steal that motorcycle from somewhere? No, they're at a station in the middle of the sky. He must have left it there in case he needed to escape. That is some Batman levels of forethought there. Wait. Later at the Batcave, Bruce and Grayson are discussing exactly how skilled the Red Hood is.
That. He sliced that cable off his ankle before it went taut. That has to be practiced, learned.
You know many knives that can cut my lines.
not many.
I want to say show don't tell, but it is kind of needed. I can tell you right now, teenage me probably wouldn't have known why that move was so impressive if it wasn't explained. Nightwing wants to get back into action, but the explosion damaged his leg. This causes Bruce to tell him to go home.
Bruce, I can still help.
You already have. Thank you.
Okay. But you know where to find me if you need me.
Wow, that was a refreshing take. If you know the Bat family, you know that an injury usually doesn't stop them from fighting crime. I also love the character development here. Bruce thanks Grayson, something Batman doesn't usually do, and because that's so rare, it's enough to get Nightwing to stand down. For those of you who have ever had some difficult person to please who you look up to, you know how taken aback it is to hear them say good job. I mean, assuming of course you have heard them say it. Sadly though, as good as this moment is, it does take Grayson out of the movie. I can't justifiably complain, the film's almost halfway over, he had so many good scenes, and it makes sense to the themes that he doesn't stay. But I'm gonna miss you, Nightwing. Once Bruce is alone in the cave, he plays back some of the audio he recorded.
You haven't lost your touch! You haven't lost your touch, bro!
Can you show me how to do that, please? I'm so bad at using Audacity. Even after all these years, I still only know the bare basics. After hearing that, Bruce begins to suspect who is actually under the Red Hood. Yeah, I've been playing it off like it's a secret, but even the film doesn't really hide that this is Jason Todd. It's because the movie isn't so much about the twist as much as it is the themes. Most people coming in already know who the Red Hood is. Bruce has a few flashbacks with him and Jason. Well, hello, new desktop background. Nah, I can't bring myself to get rid of my girls. I mean, my very masculine image that I can't show you right now.
You guys having a party? I guess our invite got lost.
Yes, that is Batman and Robin. Serious Batman with a quippy sidekick. We lost Grayson, but the energy is still here. As the flashbacks continue, Robin gets a bit older as well as a bit bolder.
20 rounds a second and you were still too slow.
I'm not slow, punk.
Me neither.
I've got him. You shattered his collarbone.
He's a drug-dealing pimp. I didn't think I had to prop up some pillows before I took him out.
Now, normally I would be on Jason's side. Guy was trying to kill him, self-defense is his own fault. However, there are 2 points worth bringing up. A, Bruce says this.
We needed him. He would have talked, but you put him into shock.
Meaning that what Jason did was objectively a bad move from a detective and crime-fighting standpoint. And B, there's the whole great power, great responsibility lesson that usually comes with being a superhero. It's been demonstrated multiple times that Jason massively outclasses most people when it comes to speed and reflexes. Bruce had already disarmed the guy, so it seems Jason needlessly shattered that dude's bones when he was fast enough to recognize he didn't have to. Like, imagine if Superman or the Flash used their super speed to constantly cripple any criminal they came across. Elsewhere, the Black Mask decides to go on the offensive. He tells his men to rough up the Red Hood's businesses and to plan an ambush for when the guy eventually arrives.
We're sending your boss a message. What's the message?
A simple one, actually.
Now wait, that actually is a crossover. Let me guess, now that I've mentioned it, you intellectuals want me to review that too. Doth your greed know no bounds? Superhero shenanigans happen, and the assassins, who I'm sure have names but I've never heard of them, put the Red Hood up against the wall.
Oh, the fight hasn't started yet. I'm just stalling.
Well, Batman's here. Only one thing to do now.
We surrender! No, not that one, you idiots! The Kung Fu thing!
Do y'all understand how many amazing Batman and Robin synergy fights this movie has given us? Though this one has a slightly different ending.
No! They're all assassins. Just be happy I only killed one of them.
I mean, he has a point with that one, Bruce, but Jason, you can't act like you only kill in self-defense.
You're becoming a crime lord.
Yes. You can't stop crime. I'm controlling it.
Yeah, somewhat agree. Realistically, I don't think anyone can ever fully stop crime. There's always going to be someone who is desperate enough, selfish enough, or crazy enough to break whatever law is in their way. And yes, I do think theoretically, it is possible to control crime to a certain degree if you get into a high enough position of power. However, Hood makes it sound like ruling over criminals as one of them is the only viable option to mitigate the worst of crime, which isn't true. History has shown that there are a plethora of tactics one can utilize to lower crime, like, for example, making it more convenient to follow the law than it is to break it, even if you don't get caught. Also, let's not forget that sometimes when you start trying to run a system, you find that the system winds up running you instead.
You want to rule them by fear, but what do you do with the ones who aren't afraid?
First of all, Batman doesn't want to rule criminals, but semantics. Second, fear isn't Batman's ultimate goal. That's just a tool that comes in very handy. His ultimate goals are to protect the innocent and to bring the guilty to justice. A criminal who isn't afraid can still be brought to justice.
I'm doing what you won't. I'm taking them out.
Yes, and by doing that, you're enacting your own justice, which is not what Batman wants. Batman asks Red Hood what happened to him and offers to help. Hood's eyes change, signifying that offer affected him in some way, but he turns it down and makes his escape. However, he left behind a souvenir. Bruce takes back the blood to confirm his suspicions and what we, the audience, already know. The person under the red hood is none other than Jason Todd. Now, he may have the same moves, knowledge, and even DNA as Jason, but just to make sure, Bruce digs up the coffin.
Well, there you have it.
Alfred, was Jason notorious for his non-decomposing skin?
That's not flesh.
Bruce, very, very angry, goes after the men he knows did this. He heads back to the same palace we saw at the beginning and demands answers from Tom. Tom, still feeling guilty from what happened, reveals everything. His plan to hire Joker as a distraction, how things went too far, resulting in Jason getting killed, and how he stole Jason's body to bring it back to life using magic water that keeps him young. You know, the usual. Unfortunately, when Jason woke up, he showed signs of madness and made his escape. By the way, this line is also thrown in there.
You've never shied away from drawing blood.
But always with purpose. This was simply an unnecessary casualty.
Which adds to the reoccurring theme of the movie. It's a little up in the air exactly how it adds to it, but in a film about the ethics of killing criminals, I at least need to mention its existence. On Bruce's way back, Alfred tries to console him, hoping to heal the scar that's been remade into an open wound. Unfortunately, he just manages to twist the knife.
I know that you view his death as your greatest failure, but...
His life and his death are my greatest failure. If I hadn't made him into Robin, he would have grown to do wrong. Then I got him killed. My partner. My soldier.
Your son?
My fault.
He was also your son. That's very important.
He's taken everything I've ever taught him and turned it on me.
So this is not your doing. You loved him. He knows that.
Well, they at least acknowledge Bruce loved Jason. Good enough. Elsewhere, the Black Mask is getting even more heated. Turns out the Red Hood has graduated from stealing all his crap to just destroying everything the man has. Desperate, Black Mask decides to cut a deal with someone he thinks can handle the job. He has some men get Joker out of Arkham so they can talk.
I need you to murder the Red Hood. Do you think you can handle that?
May I have some water?
Guys, I know this scene is fantastic, but I'm not risking demonetization to show it to you. For those of you who have never seen it, let's just say Joker cleaned house, but still left a big mess when he did.
I'll need some guys. Not these guys, because, well, they're kind of dead. In a very big truck.
Also, this is another example of something I've said in previous videos. The reason DC supervillains often don't get a death sentence is because certain powerful people make sure they stay alive in case they're needed later. So Joker gets his truck and sets up his trap to lure out the Red Hood. He captures the men working for Red Hood and threatens to set them on fire. Oh, and Black Mask is there too.
Get me out of here!
Literally everyone else in that truck is gagged. The Joker wanted Black Mask to yell at him.
I thought you'd enjoy seeing some old faces. After all, most of these guys used to work for you.
I know there are many iterations of the Clown Prince of Crime, but I find that they often fall into one of two categories. The first is where, at his core, the Joker is a gangster. He does messed up things, but he still cares about power, money, and other typical criminal cravings.
I should be getting a profit from every fish product sold.
The second follows Roger Rabbit logic.
Do you mean to tell me that you could have taken your hand out of that cuff at any time?
No, not at any time.
only when it was funny.
That version of the character, which is where this Joker falls, does things exclusively because his sense of humor tells him that they'll be hilarious. And let's be real, most of his actions, despite crossing major horrific lines, are indeed funny.
Comedy is merely tragedy from far enough away, dearest.
Red Hood shows up and lets Joker in on a little surprise.
You think I care if that scum dies?
You've always had my attention. But what I really wanted was an audience with you.
He starts monologuing.
He starts monologuing.
Sure, I had lots of plans, but the end game was getting Black Mask so desperate that he'd cut a deal and get you out.
So all of this was about the Joker the entire time, which explains Jason using the Red Hood identity, as well as him leading Batman to Joker's place of origin earlier, though I'm not sure if that one was intentional.
It took a lot of work to bring about our reunion.
Have we met before?
Yes.
I love pretty much all the line deliveries in this movie, but that one from Red Hood really sticks out to me. You can hear him through his anger wanting to reveal everything right then and there, but frustratingly choosing to hold back. Good work, Jensen. The Joker, because he's the Joker, proceeds to set fire to everyone in the truck. How on earth did you sit up? You were tied like this. Some shenanigans happen, and Red Hood gets his hands on Joker, with Batman losing sight of both of them.
I've got him. You want him? Meet me at Crime Alley.
Does your helmet just have a radio that can hack into the Batplane? While he's waiting on Batman, Red Hood gets some alone time with Joker, and yeah, pretty much what you expect to happen happens. Shortly after, Batman shows up where he's told and declares to Jason that this is the end. That knife is sharp enough to cut through Batman's cables. What is this cape made out of that it could get snagged on it?
It's a high-density polymer.
Yeah, we already did that reference. Okay, points to you, Hood. Getting rid of Batman's utility belt is a very smart move. After removing Batman's mask, Hood wants to add some symbolism to the scene, so he decides to finally take off his helmet.
Jason.
Why were you wearing a face mask under the hood? Wait, no, I can do better. Why were you wearing a face mask under the Red Hood? I'm hilarious.
Oh, you got to talking with Raish, huh? But does it make it easier for you to think that my little dip in his fountain of youth turned me rabid?
Okay, I think Jensen was perfect casting for the Red Hood, but hearing his voice come from Jason doesn't fit as well. It's not bad, it just sounded better with the helmet on.
What bothers you more? That your greatest failure has returned from the grave? Or that I've become a better Batman than you?
If you think what you're doing makes you Batman, then you don't know what it actually means to be Batman.
You're ruling through intimidation and murder. You're just another criminal.
That's not really fair, Bruce. He is another criminal, but saying just another criminal is underselling it. Jason's tactics successfully brought crime down. I'm not saying what he did was right, but there are some out there who would say you're just another criminal. Bats decides to level the playing field. If he can't have his gadgets, then neither can Jason. This is also an extremely well-placed foreshadow to show that Bruce hides things up his sleeve. With his gadgets gone, Jason makes a break for it. Bruce catches up with him and then proceeds to do a physical demonstration of, I may have taught you everything you know, but not everything I know.
You say you want to be better than me, but it won't happen. Not like this!
Holy dongles, Bruce! Are you trying to kill him a second time?
I tried to save you, Jason.
Is that what you think this is about? Bruce, I forgive you for not saving me. But why? Is he still alive?
Do y'all know how hard that caught me off guard when I first saw this movie? I genuinely thought that they just happened to be in the same room where Jason left the Joker. But eventually I realized that this was Jason's plan all along. He didn't run because his gadgets got destroyed, he ran because he wanted to lure Bruce here. It does kind of make you wonder why he felt the need to invite Bruce to Crime Alley and fight him. My best guess is Jason wanted to physically prove that he was the literal better fighter before making his bigger point. Unfortunately, his opponent was Batman. Jason asks the question that we've heard so many times before. The Joker has done a plethora of unspeakable evils, and Batman has the power to end him. So why doesn't he? Though while most people ask from the perspective of prevention, Jason is talking about revenge.
All I've ever wanted to do is kill him. But if I do that, I'll never come back.
Alright, that was pretty self-explanatory, and this is all stuff we talked about before here on the channel, so I'll keep this part brief. Batman doesn't kill because his goal is to bring people to justice. If he kills them, he is no longer doing that, but instead becoming his own form of justice. It's the line that keeps him in check from becoming the thing he's trying to stop. And yes, he could tell himself that someone is an exception to the rule, but how many times will he make that justification? Once Batman starts killing, he's not going to stop with just one.
I'm not talking about killing Penguin or Scarecrow or Dent. I'm talking about him.
Well, maybe not now, but you absolutely were earlier, Jason. You were talking about killing all criminals who stepped out of line.
And doing it because he took me away from you.
And this is where we get to the nitty-gritty of it all. Yes, Jason is questioning Bruce's moral philosophy and how effective it is at stopping crime, but he's also just insanely hurt that the man couldn't put it aside for his sake.
So this is not your doing. You loved him. He knows that.
Does he, though? His faith in Bruce's love seems quite shaken. Jason decides that he's going to force Bruce's hand by giving him an ultimatum.
If you won't kill this psychotic piece of filth, I will! And if you want to stop it, you're gonna have to shoot me.
Wait, what does this prove, Jason? My initial guess was that you want Bruce to stop you from going down a dark path, but you've already killed a bunch of people. Killing one more, especially the Joker, is not gonna change that. Also, if Batman shoots you, that doesn't prove anyone's point. He'd still be killing a criminal. Oh, wait, is the justification here that you are going to end a life and the only way to stop you is to end your life? Like a simplified trolley problem, right? Batman is deciding whether action or inaction is better. Okay, there goes my trolley problem theory. Why are you getting distraught? This is a good thing. He's letting you kill the Joker. Bruce decided he cares more about your life than his moral philosophy. That's what you wanted. Jason insists that Bruce has to make a choice and shoots at him out of frustration. This causes him to receive the same fate as everyone else who has ever shot a gun at Batman. I know, he's Batman. That was to be expected. But still, good golly, that aim. Because he's a sore loser and because he loves irony, Jason decides to blow up the building.
Don't spoil it, this is better! I'm the only one who's gonna get what he wants tonight!
The Joker having a ball despite getting beaten to a pulp and having his life threatened multiple times is so freaking good. It's one of his more known personality traits where he relishes in seeing people go crazy, especially if said craziness comes from trauma. Batman can't stop the bomb in time, but he's able to grab the Joker and Jason before it explodes. The Joker is still there and alive, but Jason's body is nowhere to be found. The episode ends, force of habit. The movie ends with some wrap-up details. Joker's back in jail and Black Mask got arrested, but is a rich dude waiting for his trial, so we all know how that goes. Bruce lets Alfred know that what happened when Jason doesn't change anything. Then we get one last flashback, this time of Jason's first night as Robin.
Check me out! I'm Robin, the boy wonder! Are you kidding me? This rocks!
That's a nice smile you got there, Bruce. It's a shame we only see it when young Jason is around. Almost like it's some kind of metaphor.
This is the best day of my life.
Oh, jeez. What a line to end things on. My goodness gracious, that hurt my heart. And that was Under the Red Hood, a film many consider to be peak Batman. And yeah, I'm right there with them. It's got criminals of wide variety, it's got team-ups with multiple boy wonders, and it's got a philosophical debate that people talk about to this day. Sure, I've got my nitpicks. Grayson's lines could have been a little more elegant, and I'm still confused of what Jason was trying to accomplish at the very end there, but those don't even come close to bringing things down for me. The writing is great, the animation and choreography are great, the casting is great. I mean, what more can I say? When it comes to the more serious and less campy version of the characters, this is exactly the type of experience most people want in an adventure about Batman and Robin. This has been Shady Doorags. So long. Farewell. Auf Wiedersehen. Goodbye.